This is the hardest part of the recipe. We're gonna drop that little sack of happiness into the pot. You don't have to add all of the ingredients in this order, but I highly recommend you do.
Welcome back to the Wilderstead kitchen. Today we are making his aunt's chili sauce.
Yeah, this is a chili sauce recipe that I have been eating since I was a kid. I don't know why it's called chili sauce. It doesn't really have anything to do with chili. There's nothing really all too hot about it or anything like that. It could be the fact that there's a pinch of chili powder in it. I'm not sure. It's more like a chunky ketchup. It's really tasty. This is the recipe that my aunt originally sent us.
She doesn't have a computer.
No, doesn't have a computer. She mailed it to us when we were living in Manitoba and just said to call her if we had any questions. So we've taken this recipe and we've just manipulated it a little bit just so that we could have a proper amount of ingredients for each thing, because an apple, how big is an apple? An onion, how big is an onion? So we're going to show you the revised version of this recipe that we've come up with. It's perfect. Tastes just like it should. I guess we're gonna have to go shopping though.
Yeah. We are in the Wilderstead supermarket. We need a few red, ripe, hot peppers, and these jalapenos just look perfect. Anything we don't use for this, I can just use in the hot sauce. These are also good for saving their seeds.
Starting to get down to the nitty-gritty on tomatoes, but we still have a bunch in here. That one's not looking so hot. Need about 10.5 pounds of these for the chili sauce recipe. Let's get picking.
We just need a few sweet red peppers and a few green peppers. So it looks like we have enough here. That one's good. And then we need some green peppers.
And we need some onions. Get maybe slim pickings in the onion patch here. Some of them are starting to go bad, but plenty of them are still good. I'm going to start with 10.5 pounds of tomatoes. We're going to put them into some boiled water, get the skins loosened off, and peel them.
We are going to need 1 cup of red peppers chopped, 1 cup of green peppers chopped, 1 ripe jalapeno diced, 2 cups of onions chopped, 3 cups of chopped and peeled apples. These apples are the ones we got from Morningwood Acres and that we made our apple cider out of.
Put these tomatoes in some cold water in the sink, cool them off a little bit before we peel them. And just peel your tomatoes, save your skins, save all of your skins, pop the core out, save that too. You'll want to make tomato paste out of all this stuff. All the junk that most people throw away. But now you know the secrets. You don't have to throw it away. Once you've got your tomatoes all peeled, Just gonna mash them up a little bit. We're gonna continue mashing a little bit through the cooking process, but we'll just give them a little bit of a head start with the mashing. And we'll turn on the stove. That would be a good idea, because we do want to cook this. Next, we will add in the peppers, the onions, and the apples. Just give that a little bit of a stir. Lid on just for a few minutes to let it warm up. And while it starts to heat up, we'll add in 4 cups of white vinegar, just regular white vinegar.
Supposed to have a 4 for good measure?
Yeah. 4 needed to be cleaned anyways. Vinegar is a very good cleaning agent. And 3.5 cups of white sugar. Seems like a lot of sugar. It is a lot of sugar. This is a condiment, kind of a treat. Also helps with the shelf stability, that and the vinegar.
It's a big pot.
It is a big pot. This makes quite a bit of sauce. 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Not much at all, but apparently it makes a difference. Stir that in. 3 tablespoons of salt. Stir. 1 teaspoon of ground pepper. Give it a stir. Now, you don't have to add all of the ingredients in this order, but I highly recommend you do. It may or may not affect the flavor, I don't know, but this is the way I was taught to do it. This is the way I like my sauce to taste. Now for the main ingredient, pickling spice. This is just a combination of mustard seed, bay leaf, dill seed, coriander seed, a bunch of stuff. You just get this in the store called pickling spice. This is the only recipe that I use this stuff in. And we're just going to tie 2 tablespoons of it up in some cheesecloth. And we're going to drop that little sack of happiness into the pot. Sink it. And we'll just let this come up to a simmer. We've come up to a simmer. Now, this is the hardest part of the recipe. For the next 2 hours, you have to let your house fill up with the wonderful smell of this chili sauce cooking up while it simmers. 2 hours. It's the hardest part, believe me.
This has been simmering for 2 hours now, and the house smells amazing. It is time to can it up. This might seem a little watery now, but don't forget, we added a bunch of sugar, so it's going to solidify a bit in the jar. I am I'm wiping the rim clean to ensure a good seal with the canning lids. This one's doing all this work for wasted food. New lids. Rims, finger tight. And into the pot they go. Bring it to a boil, and then once it hits a boil, set your timer for 15 minutes.
The 15-minute timer has beeped. It's time to remove the chili sauce from the pot. It's already starting to pop. That's what you want to hear.
Chili sauce is great as is. You can also blend it and thicken it to make an amazing ketchup, and it works as a great base for sloppy joes and pulled pork.